Hi guys. Is there literally like more than 2 videos that goes by that my hair isn't different? Ooh! Okay, I gave myself bangs. I'm just gonna say it. This is gonna be an awkward video anyway, so yeah. I feel like I have something in my eye. Now I can stop blinking everywhere. Okay, so that is the chair. I'm so nervous for this video, guys. Okay, so as you can see by the title, we are here to talk about the Blendiful. Okay, I purchased the Blendiful. Oh gosh, I don't have my notes here. Give me a moment. Oh goodness. Notes. Okay, so I purchased my Blendiful on the January, I'm gonna say January 12th, January 11th, from Tati Beauty. They are $18 US and it was $6.95 for shipping, which totaled $26.20 US. In Canadian dollars, in my dollars, that is $35.58. Yeah, $35.58. And I remember when I bought the Blendiful, I remember I was sitting in my work with one of the people that comes down for coffee all the time, and I was like, I just spent $35 on a makeup sponge, essentially. But I love Tati. Like, I want to preface this video with saying, like, I am Tati's biggest fan. I'm gonna buy every freaking thing that girl comes out with because I love Tati. I watch her every single day. It's just a thing, like literally, like if I'm doing something else, I will put her videos on just to hear them. Like, and just to hear her voice, and like, you know, I love her videos. That sounds so freaking creepy. But yeah, it is. It's true. It's like, you know, people that watch The Simpsons, you know, that's what I do. I put Tati on and, you know, I listen up. But yeah, so the Blendiful was $35, almost $36. And when I received it, there was a bit of a delay, but that was not on her part. They have like no control over that kind of thing, like shipping and whatnot. But yeah, like it got stuck for like 9 days in like the processing for Canada. I have no idea. Canada's postal service, you know, be damned. But yeah, it took a while to get to me. So I was excited when it came, and I have written out some pros and cons. I'm not going to close the damn book this time because chances are I'm going to want to look at those notes. But yes, so when it came to me, and I'm just going to re-put it into the way it looked because it was very cute, and I do love the whole design of the packaging. So when it came to me, it came in a black mailer with bubble wrap, which honestly you wouldn't even need a bubble wrap mailer because it's a sponge. And then you have this tiny little packaging that has Blendiful on it, and it has your cleaning instructions, which says machine wash and dry in a delicate laundry bag or gently hand wash in warm soapy water, rinse thoroughly and blot dry. Do not bleach, do not dry clean. 100% polyester polyurethane. No harsh lines. XOXO Tati. Cruelty-free, vegan, distributed by Tati Beauty, made in China. Anyway, okay. 1 Blendiful and 1 baby Blendiful. That's what it has on the packaging. And then when you get the Blendiful, I used this today to put my makeup on, and I did film that, so I am gonna just throw that in, you know, just so you can see how I've been using this, because I was like, I could sit here and just talk about, you know, what's up, but I figured, you know, you'd want to see me applying stuff with the Blendiful as well, so I will like kind of put those clips on in. But this is the Blendiful. So it is a very soft, you know, like a very, not felt, fleece. Is that what it's called? Is it called fleece? It might be called fleece. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, It's that very soft fleecy material. I'd like to see if I could use like fleecy material from like you know, from the fabric store and see if I could create one of these. But this is very intuitive. I will say that very much. I went looking and there is not too many places that you can pick up something like this size, that's like very soft and good quality. It has Tati Beauty on it, but one thing that is the biggest problem in this whole thing, okay, I've contacted customer service. I have not gotten back. I will put it down in the description, you know, what happened. Honestly, I'm not really, I just want to sew it back up. Okay, my beauty, or my Tati blender frickin' broke. And I was not, I swear to you, I was not being rough with this freaking thing. I wasn't. Literally, this is how I wash my makeup brushes, which is how I washed my Blendiful for the very first time. Now, I used it before, like of course, you probably shouldn't do that. Oh gosh, you probably shouldn't do that. But I did use my Blendiful before, like the very first time I pulled it out of the package, because I was excited. But anyway, so I left it on the counter overnight and then I was like, darn, I really need to wash that, you know, that sponge or this puff. So I got all my makeup brushes together like I always do, and then I, you know, I usually do it in like a big bucket of water, and because I like to save water and I don't like to, like, you know, have the faucet running constantly. So I will wash all the brushes, then I'll have like a rinse bucket, and then bam, you know, I can sit in front of the television and do it. That's another reason. I don't want to have to stand in the bathroom and like wash my brushes. It's a pain in the butt. Anyway, I'm washing it. I'm being gentle. I wash my brushes. I've had brushes for years and years. I've had sponges for years and years. Or maybe not years, but like there's a sponge that I use like all the time that I've had forever and it's still good. Like, or my, oh, where did I put my, here. This is a good example. Okay. I've had these Juno sponges forever, and like there's some ripping, but I've had these forever. Now they're not the same material, but they're kind of the same concept, just in puff form in my opinion. But like, yeah, it ripped. It definitely ripped, and like I ripped it a little bit more to see if it was gonna rip more, and yeah, it's gonna rip all the way. I'm going to sew this back up. I paid $32 for this. I'm not just, I'm not laying down here. Now, you know, I'm gonna sew it back up, and then I'm gonna, you know, we'll talk about, like, I'll talk to the company, and see what they say about it, because this is a good tool. It's a good tool. It ripped. It ripped. It ripped. So I don't know what to say about it. I am like, I love Tati, and it's like a representation of her, I guess. I don't know. I'm so weirded out by the whole thing. I did not think this was gonna happen. But yeah, so then we have the baby Blendiful. I actually do keep this in my purse. I need to keep it. I need to get some kind of container for it because it's just like rolling around in my purse. That's just so gross. But I do keep this in my purse, and it is great. And I mean great for touch-ups. If you want to put on a little extra powder, if you want to just use this and dot on your face, I think that that is actually really, it's good for that as well. It's stiffer and less bendy than the, you know, the big one, but like it's still very maneuverable. It's still like able to be manipulated and turned, and both sides can be used, all that good stuff. The edges are sewn in better. They just are. They are a little bit thicker on the edging here, and I understand why this is happening is because she didn't want a harsh edge here, but with that, the stitches just don't stay in. So yeah, I'm fixing mine. So it is what it is. At this point, let's just go through the pros and cons. And yeah, I think that I will, you know, I'll kind of talk over me applying some of the stuff. So yeah, let's get through that. Oh my gosh, this is a hard thing to do. I love Tati, and I don't want to diss her product, but I don't think that it was worth my $35 just for the sheer fact that it is now broken. Like, right? So I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's go into that.
So, yeah, guys, let's just kind of go through the pros and cons of this one. All right, pros are definitely that it is so versatile. Like the largeness of it, like it's just, oh, I love the bigness of it. I love that it is so like easily manipulated so you can get under the eyes. You can do whatever you need to with this little like this little piece of fabric. And the fabric is really different. I would like to compare it to some of the other fleecies that I've had, because like the same thing with like the shirt I'm wearing in this video. I'm kind of like touching it right now and it is totally different from the material that is like the Blendiful is made out of. Again, I love it. I think it's super versatile. I think you can use it for powders. I think you can definitely use it for liquids and concealers if you need to. I don't know if it's my preferred method, but I literally, I've been using a sponge for like, what, 5 years probably. So it's, 5 times using the Blendiful, you'd have to use it over a little bit longer period of time. And, maybe I'll do like a video, about the progression of my makeup. And if I actually end up really using this stuff ever. But yeah, so anyway, let's get into the cons. Dun dun dun. Obviously, it came undone very easily. I washed it one time and it ripped. I'm going to re-sew it, and I will leave in the comments if I get a word back from Tati Beauty. But honestly, obviously, that is a downside for a $35 Canadian sponge or, powder puff. That's a big downside. It wasn't the easiest to clean either. Like, you're trying to be so delicate with it that, it's just kind of a pain. And now that mine is ripped, I was able to see inside, and it definitely does go through the piece of fabric, which is fine. I'm not really like opposed to that because you should be cleaning it pretty darn well and getting that stuff out of there anyway. But yeah, and then the last con obviously is that it was expensive. It's an expensive product. It was a $35 product. A beauty blender is like, oh gosh, I'll promise I'll put the price on the screen. I think it's like what, 19 or $25. Gosh, I wish I knew the exact price right now. But yeah, guys, I like this, but there was definitely some downsides to my experience with this. And yeah, that's the only thing. But you can definitely see I like to, use it, and it does apply really nicely. I did primer, I did my foundation, concealer, powder all over the face, my cream contour. You can really do a heck of a lot with this thing. I would like to try, I think you could do definitely cream blush with it as well, or, even, I don't know if I would apply blush with it just because you have to be so sparing, but I think you could maybe get it done if you were careful and like dabbed off the excess onto your hand kind of deal. But yeah, let's get back to Melissa that is, not just talking over the microphone.
So you heard my pros and cons. I love Tati, and by no means do I want to make like a freaking bash Tati video, but like at this point, I like the product. I think it's so intuitive, and I think that literally like it does do exactly like you can do your foundation with this, you can do your concealer with this, you can do your powder with this, you can do a lot of things with this. It is really good. You can do your primer, that actually works quite well. I will say that as well, that I am the same type of person as Tati. I have a lot of very large pores in this area, and then I have some like acne scarring, and then I used to have my nose pierced, so I like to kind of fill that in sometimes. But yeah, regardless, this works really well for that. I've had no issues at all. But yeah, I don't really like it for cream contour, to be perfectly honest, unless it's like something that's like kind of liquidy or a little bit less, like sometimes it can just be like hard to blend a little bit. I don't know if that's the cream contour or if that's the Blendiful, but I don't really love it for that either. All right, so yeah. This is like a non-conclusion because I do think that this is an awesome tool. For a Canadian $35.58, it's up to you. I really don't know if it's worth that, since like a beauty blender is way less than that, and you could go buy like a puff from the, you know, the dollar store if you were really like desperate. But yeah, I love Tati, and I'm going to continue, you know, trying out her products. And yeah, I do use this and I like it, and I use it more for powders than I do for liquids, but I get that you can actually perform the whole foundation routine with this. I cannot say that enough. All right, guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, subscribe, of course. Let me know what you think of the bangs, because you've been like staring at my face for a bit. Let me know what you think of the bangs. I can't stop looking at myself in the camera. I'm sorry if that's all you have seen this entire time, especially because when I actually do, like, I should not look at the camera the whole video and then, you know, you don't even think that I'm doing anything wrong. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, oh, cat hair. Mwah. Bye!